Jon Rahm has one of the most unique golf swings on the Live Golf Tour. But do you really understand why his swing is the way that it is and why it works for him? Well, today we're going to break it down in a swing analysis of Jon Rahm. There are a couple of main points I want to focus in on this analysis, and that is his grip and his top of the backswing position here, where his wrists and hands are located. Both of these two work together in order to produce some really awesome golf shots and be one of the best players in the entire world. So starting off by looking at Jon's grip, what you can notice in that left hand, the glove hand, is that there are a lot of fingers showing, meaning that his left hand is going to be more on top of the grip, i.e. a weak grip. Now that's important to note, is that because a weak grip is going to tend towards an open club face. But as you notice with Jon's swing, is that when he gets into this position here, I don't see this open club face happening at all. But that is mainly due to his wrist angle here. You'll notice that his glove hand is starting to bow. And so he's twisting the grip in a way that's going to work this club face or this leading edge more towards that angle there. If he did not have this bowing in the wrist that we're talking about, his club face or his leading edge would be wide open. Now bringing the club up to the top of the backswing, this is why Jon gets into quite a laid off position. Now a laid off position meaning the club shaft is pointing out towards the left at the top of the backswing for a right-handed golfer. Whenever you start to bow this left wrist here, so you get this extremely knuckles towards the sky twisting of the grip to close the club face look, you're going to start to get that shaft angle to work more in a shallow direction or towards a more horizontal direction. Now for some people this may work, but for others it may not. In my opinion as to why it works for Jon is that his length of his backswing is very short. His arms have not traveled a massive amount, and therefore this position with the club being in a horizontal position is totally okay. Now the reason why I say that is when the club comes down towards the hitting zone, in this position here that we have, you're going to notice that this red line will start to get more and more vertical. It's a very common trait for being laid off at the top of your backswing. And if you have a short enough swing, then there is less time for that club to work more towards vertical, or what we call steepening of the shaft. And so I want to show you this in the actual golf swing. As Jon starts his downswing, you'll notice that if we continue to draw lines along the shaft, that it's going to work more towards vertical. It does work slowly, but you'll start to see in the later stages of the golf swing that this red arrow gets significantly more straight up and down, all the way up towards the hitting zone. So Jon Rahm is starting to steepen his golf swing in transition, but not to the point where it's too much over the top, because clearly when we get into the P6 position, which is the club parallel to the ground, this club head in line with the hands, in line with the target, is in a really awesome spot. So quite clearly, Jon has been able to get that laid off position at the top of his backswing and still find a way to bring it down towards the hitting zone in a really awesome spot. And again, taking a look at Jon's wrist angle or wrist positions here. I mean, most certainly we see some bowing in that left wrist, or twisting the grip closed, or knuckles towards the ground in this position of the swing. And it's not like we see that club face or leading edge getting really, really close, and that's because of his weak grip that he has. So the reason why Jon Rahm is able to be functional in his golf swing is that he has matchups in his golf swing that allow the club to get on plane near the hitting zone, and to also have a square club face so that he can control his face angle when he hits the golf ball, which dictates the starting line of the golf ball, and the club path, which dictates the curve of the golf ball. So if you can manage where the golf ball's starting and where it's curving, you're going to make a lot of cash just like Johnny Rahm. But you've got to make sure that all of your elements are matching up and that you can find what works for you. Obviously this works extremely well for Jon Rahm, and I wish him all the best at Live Golf.